Y'all know when Latinos and Hispanics be like black Americans are next? They really thought that black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They tried to get us up out of here. But I gotta say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. And this is how ill-informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth. It's only three categories that's broken down in this country. You have white Americans, you have non-whites, and you have black Americans. The people in the middle, y'all just extras in this movie. The main characters are the white Americans and the black Americans, and sometimes the Native Americans make a guest appearance. This country spent too much money, trillions of dollars, in painting black people as the bad guys. That's the default, to even get rid of black Americans, as sad as that may sound. And you know who's catching on quick, who's learning the game real quick? Africans and Caribbeans. That's why they're cosplaying as black Americans. They're not cosplaying as black Americans to trick us black Americans. They're doing it to trick white Americans because they don't want to be deported.
Well, I'm an immigration. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Do you have a warrant?
Yes, I have a warrant.
Okay,
hold the law. I don't get a warrant. I don't need a warrant. Right. I'm not done paying no cause.
Spanish from the immigration center.
No.
All right, sir. You're being detained. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to answer any other questions.
What country are you from?
Documents, identification.
Sir, how are you feeling right now? Can I ask your reaction?
No question.
No question. What country are you from, sir?
Don't answer any questions, all right? Stay calm.
Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
This guy is not your friend.
I'll be serious that one.
Easy.
I'll play over. Let me know if you feel it. Some media, I guess.
What country are you from?
How do you feel about being deported?
I don't have to answer any questions, boss. No questions, media or the officers.
Oh, sorry. I don't have to ask.
Do you have any reaction?
Remember your right to remain silent.
It is kind of jacked up to find out that, people around the globe thought that African Americans were immigrants. That's pretty jacked up. Like, all this time y'all thought we were immigrants? I don't understand even why people would think that, because here you have the whole Caribbean, the whole South America, and then we have North America right here. And you would think that, okay, yeah, I mean, everybody else is cool. You know what I'm saying? Jamaicans are Jamaicans, Haitians are Haitians, you know what I'm saying? Why on earth would people think that we are immigrants when we got over here before the founding of the country? Why in the world would people think that we're immigrants? African Americans, I mean. Okay? That is so weird. Like, and to see how it actually affected how they voted. I mean, this really opened up a can of worms right here. This really did open up a can of worms. It affected how they voted. It affected all the things they would say about us for a long period of time. Like, they really thought that we were the immigrants of the United States of America. So how is it that people would think we are immigrants? That makes absolutely no sense. All this time. And see now, then when I saw that Cuban lady on here talking about you know what? African Americans are the only ones who can help us. For the longest time, we have been clowning African Americans, blah, 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 and they're the only ones that can help us. They can't be deported. So, even though the video was honestly true, right? But when you say that, right? You said that out your mouth, right? That means that the only reason why you would even try to be around us at this point is to secure your status here after talking all that trash. He was talking about Cubans. I'm going to specifically say she was talking about Cuban America. She was talking about Cubans. Okay. Nobody else. I don't want to put all the whole. She was talking about that because she was Cuban. She said, "I've always been with them, but you know, if you're gonna kiss anybody's butt, you're gonna have to kiss Black American butt." What? This thing is blowing my mind, really. Because the fact that, because I did a whole video about this and I was telling someone from out of the country, talking about when we come over to the country, we like to align with white people because that's where we get our success from. And I said flat out, said, you do not get your success from white people. White people don't even want you here. You get your success from Black people. That just went completely over a lot of people. Say just like, they're like, how in the world is that? I mean, it seems like the globe does not consider us. And then they would always say, what kind of power do you have? What kind of power do African Americans have? Do you not realize? Do you not realize that there's white people in Congress? And then guess what? Guess who's next? Guess who has the most power in Congress? Black Americans. Now I understand. Now I understand that the globe, many, probably the majority, just thought we were just over here. Just thought we were just over here. And now it makes sense why every time they look at us, right, they say they don't consider us actual founders of the country. All they do, they sit there and they say slave. When they see us, they say slave. That's what they see. That's what they see. That's what they see. Because I've actually looked at comments and been called it myself slave. So they're actually living in the 1700s still. The globe is living in the 1700s and the 1800s when they look at us. When they look at African Americans, that's what they look. So that's actually to our advantage in a lot of different ways. So while we were over here fighting for everyone's civil rights, everyone else was looking at us as that. That is so wild to me. And now that the same people they were chasing are kicking them out or saying, we're not going to kick you out. And that's another thing. They're saying, we're not going to kick you out, really, if you work in agriculture or in hospitality. They're basically saying, we'll let you stay here if you're working the jobs we need worked. That says a lot. Okay. That says a lot. Okay. And the same people that they trying to, get proximity to are kicking them out of the country, which I said that a long time ago in one of my videos. I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. What's going on? Flip, 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 flip. I don't know what's going on, but as an African American, just use it to your advantage.
Listen, the illegal deportation of immigrants is actually a Black American issue. And let me tell you exactly why. Because they have birthright citizenship. And do you know where birthright citizenship comes from? It comes from the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment was specifically ratified to give formerly enslaved people all the equal protection under the law, meaning that a former slave has all the same rights that anybody else in America has. It's the foundation for all the rights we enjoy as Black Americans, right? Because without that foundation, we were treated like second-class citizens. We're treated like second-class citizens as it is, but we have legal recourse because of the 14th Amendment. So if they are attacking that amendment, if they are ignoring what that amendment says, guess who they are coming for next? Guess who they are coming for next? I don't mean to be hyperbolic, but we are in a cultural civil war. And we don't have time to say that is their issue. No, it's our issue. In fact, it's everybody's issue. This has a specific impact on Black Americans, again, because the 14th Amendment is the foundation for all the rights we enjoy as American citizens. But if they come for that, they can come for anything. We can't let this continue to happen. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. I don't care what your Republican or your political leaning is, I should say. This is your issue. Stand up for your rights.
This is a new threat. I could quite honestly say that I, as a Black American woman, have never been threatened with deportation before. So this is new. It didn't quite strike fear in my bones like you were hoping, Diana Ramos. What it actually did was make me laugh. 'Cause it's funny. I'm not trying to insult you, as you clearly are trying to threaten me, but that shows me that you don't know anything. You don't have any sort of political literacy or reading comprehension. White people don't want to deport all the Black people. They want to re-enslave us. You can't re-enslave us to do all the work if we're not here. Like, no, baby, no. So, there's a lot of things you can threaten me with. A lot of things. Deportation ain't one of them. Okay, goodbye.
There are people out there saying that when Trump gets done deporting all these people from these other places, they're going to come and deport us. Now, they obviously don't know what they're talking about and don't understand our background. So I'm going to start first with the US dollar. Annually, the Black community brings in $1.6 trillion. Now, this is a country that is going bankrupt. We are in debt. Now imagine him getting rid of 43 million African Americans. First of all, y'all seen what the black dollar does when we want to boycott. Y'all seen what happened to H&M. Y'all see what's going on with Target. Y'all see what's going on with all these other companies we decide to do that to. Now imagine that happening to a whole country that supports countless job, business, and tax revenues. We're talking about the tax revenue. We make up a significant portion of nurses, doctors, home care workers, and public health personnel. So the healthcare wouldn't be looking that good either. And I know y'all know that they love us for the sports and the music. So what they gonna do? Get rid of the NBA, the NFL, the music industry? They gonna get rid of LeBron James? Matter of fact, they gonna send all of the best talent in America to another country so they can make their own NBA, NFL, and thrive more in their country off of our skills? That sounds stupid. But like, what rappers they gonna be listening to? MGK or some shit? And second, where are they gonna send us to? That's what I want to know. They can send people back to where they from because they know where they from. Where are they going to send us to? My birth certificate don't say nothing that's in Africa. My shit is American. So I want y'all to tell me where they gonna send us to. And all the folks that who saying Africa, Africa is a continent. They got multiple countries in there. So what country are they gonna send us to if they don't even have a country to send us to or even know which one to send us to? People clearly don't understand our lineage in this country as Black Americans. Our ancestors fought for this. It's completely different from people who just came here. Completely different. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but our citizenships are just not the same. And y'all know that we're some fighters. So what are they going to do? Send us to countries that don't like America so we could become soldiers for them? They can have an extra 43 million soldiers who are willing to die because we got betrayed by America? Just do more research on our history and our community, because it seems like the only thing people are actually knowing about us is just music. Look up our citizenship and the Constitution.
Are Black people going to be deported next? Because Haiti just lost its TPS protection, and that is going to impact 500,000 Black presenting people in the United States. And I'm seeing a lot of information going around, and I just wanted to give you some clarity. So for one, Christian Nome had already shortened the TPS for Haiti, meaning the length of time that you can be considered under temporary protected status. And then recently, I believe today, ended it for Haiti, for that country. We are also seeing this happened in June, and we know that is not a good time to be sent to that country. So Haiti is going to be impacted as well. So there's a lot of conversation about that means, you know what that means? They're going to look at me and say, you look like Haitian, you got to go. And while I wanted to give some clarity around that, one, the deportations do not start until September 2nd is when they actually lose their protected status. So there's no one that should be coming for you tomorrow, next week. And that gives us some time to strategize as a Black American. We do need to be aware and mindful, but I don't want us to rush. I don't want us to not be strategic. And I don't want us to be rage baited into defending something that unfortunately a large portion of immigrants voted for this immigration policy. It's really sad to see. Two, what does this look like for us? Because it's valid. We see them grabbing U.S. citizens of our Latino descent right now. So there's not going to be much that's going to keep people. So what I would advise for you to do is, one, be aware, be knowledgeable, one, in your state, whether or not, where ICE is, what are they doing, what are we doing to manage this. Also support where you can the Haitian community if that is something you feel compelled to do. The other thing is to stay abreast of what's going on. But September 2nd is the date. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not July. And it's not August. So no one presenting themselves with that type of information saying that's what they're doing is telling the truth. I'm sad to see this because we as Black Americans told everybody. We told everybody this is what was going to happen. I don't understand how you didn't believe the people who have been subjugated here the longest. I'll never understand it. But wanted to share this with you because I got up in arms and I wanted to bring some clarity and calm to those around me who are also trying to stay informed but not overloaded. All right. Let me know in the comments what you think.
Then that's a completely different conversation, right? Then I think that she's more or less probably next. You know what I'm saying? Because I want illegal Haitians out of here. Anybody that is in the United States of America illegally, I want them gone. I want them gone. Because you have to have rules. And I've done too many videos and too many live streams and had too many conversations on different panels about why it's important for people to come over here legally. Even people that are here legally, they don't even want illegal migrants here because they feel like they circumvented the process, whereas they had to spend years and money and resources to make sure that they were contributing members to the society, right? And if you look at other countries and the criteria for you to get citizenship and to be able to stay there permanently, then you have to start to take into consideration that other countries want your best and brightest. The same thing that we want from other people. We want their best and brightest, and we want people that's not criminals. We don't want jails and prisons being let out and then people flooding the United States of America. We don't want any of the propaganda. We don't want show culturally that shit where it is. We want you to fly the American flag. I seen that woman over at the LA Dodgers baseball game singing, I believe, the Star Spangled Banner in Spanish. I wouldn't know because I don't know Spanish and I'm not necessarily trying to learn another language right now. But I seen them doing it, right? And she felt so proud disobeying the fact that she was booked and it was privileged to be out there trying to promote herself. But then she took an opportunity to get her viral moment by doing it anyway, being insubordinate and singing it in Spanish. So, to an extent, you can say that certain other cultures stick together. But I know that that's a lie also, because I know that there's a certain liberal group of Democrats that then tend to stick together based off of gender and race and all of this stuff. So you got different people segmenting themselves. You know, they gay. Some people may be Mexican and gay. Some people may be Mexican feminists and gay. Some people may be Mexican feminists undocumented and gay. And so then they group themselves all in these one groups and expect for everybody to be a part of the go along, get along gang to ensure that they can then get over here illegally and somehow be able to leverage something like a birthright citizenship, which was created so that African descendants of slaves would be able to have freedom and citizenship here in the United States of America. And instead, it was hijacked by illegal migrants coming over here and having children and then being able to take advantage of our liberal voting policies and politicians that continue to advocate for them so that they can continue to stay in office, right? So I look at it as one big finesse. I think that what you see happening more often than not is that they're playing on the emotions.
It's so funny how y'all think y'all freedman lineage is going to help you. Nigga, I am FBA, but I haven't mentioned that at all in any of my videos because it doesn't matter, you fucking idiot. All of y'all who are saying we're safe, y'all are fucking idiots. First of all, let's kill the idea that ICE is filled with educated professionals. They not trained to tell the difference or even have a process to determine the difference between a Haitian and a US-born black person. Matter of fact, you want to know how to become an ICE agent? Let me break it down for you. It's real easy. Be a US citizen, pass a background check, have any bachelor's degree or the equivalent of experience in law enforcement. You go to the FLETC for about 5 months, and you know what they learn? Firearm use, arresting tactics, and basic immigration procedures, which we don't know how thorough that is, and we don't really know what that means. Basically reading a name off the list, no in-depth legal training. In less than a year, ICE agents have been let loose with guns, handcuffs, and full power to detain people based on what they think they are. Every ICE agent makes between 50 to 70K a year, and that's not including the bonuses they get with these incentives that are existing now. They're incentivized to make high number of arrests. They get bonuses for enforcement metrics, not accuracy. So again, you think they're going to ask about your freeman lineage? People are paid to hit numbers, not to be right. So if you're black and walking around here, well, I was born here, I'm safe. Ask Peter Sean Brown how that worked out. Peter Sean Brown. That doesn't sound like Caribbean nothing. If anything, the nigga probably FBA. ICE was not built to be smart. They were built to be scary. And they're not asking for your birth certificate before they throw you in the van.
How do you think the economy would look in America if all the black people just say, you know what, we out?
Why do you think they stopping? Your president just banned it. 12 countries about to ban, he said 25 more. Yeah. And like as I told you, all of them are brown countries. Yeah. Ghana was on that list. So they already seen the exodus of black people getting more passports, getting more documentation for countries. They don't want your money leaving here. So now they about to play more games with us. You see what I'm saying as far as travel? They know what would happen. Now you got, because when I go over there, or I'm dealing with companies, they want us to come over there because we already know the game they playing. So they're getting educated off of black Americans about the games that's being played.
You think that the American economy will collapse?
Negro. In the damn ground. And then not only that, which is sad to say, you got a lot of white people who are bigoted and racist. They're going to turn on their own white people because they need somebody to hate. And they are going to annihilate the other white people who's still here with them. They need somebody. Think about the Civil War. They was fighting each other.
Probably the poor whites.
They're going to annihilate. They're going to be the poor white people that annihilate the other ones because they're the ones that ain't got nothing.
True, because it's more
poor. They ain't got nobody
wealthy.
Else to hate. If you don't have nobody else to hate here, and that's your culture, that's part of your culture, what you going to do? You about to eat each other alive.
Any black person, any black American that focuses in on immigrants and their problems is stupid, to be honest. I don't give a damn about no immigrants issues. Like, black people are minorities and our issues are not handled. So why would I let other people come from another country when you can go back to your country and handle your shit? We're in our country trying to handle our stuff. Black people are embarrassing. Black Americans are embarrassing and it's because of the psychological manipulation that society puts on us, but they literally can get black people to focus on any group of people but themselves. And it's like, y'all are still sitting up here making videos about people singing the I voted Donald Trump shit. That shit is so old and over with. Fuck them people and fuck their issues. It's our time. Focus on us. That's why we never rise. We never rise.
Unfortunately, I keep hearing black men say, where would they send us? They can't deport us. We're from here. We are Americans. I get that. That is absolutely true. But don't think you can't be deported. It wouldn't work like it's working with immigrants right now, right? Like, ICE wouldn't come to your house, kidnap you, and put you in a black van. What it would probably look like, and I don't mean to be hyperbolic or paranoid, what it would probably look like is you find yourself in some trouble, right? And maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your cousin. Maybe it's your son, your daughter, your auntie, uncle, somebody like that, right? They find themselves in some trouble. They appear in front of a judge. The judge says, hey, we are offering you a plea deal. The prosecution is offering you a plea deal. You can take these 3 years or go to trial and risk serving 10 to 15 years, right? And because you don't want to go to jail, you're represented by an overworked and underpaid public defender. You say, hey, yes, I'll take the plea deal because, I don't want to spend 10 to 15 years in prison. You take the plea deal. You get sentenced to prison. But you don't go to an American facility, right? You don't go to a state prison or a federal prison in America. You get sent off to El Salvador or Guantanamo Bay. Why do you think they're rebuilding Guantanamo Bay right now? Like, I don't mean to exaggerate the situation, but do you think that you are safe? We're not safe as it is. We already see our brothers and sisters getting railroaded to the criminal justice system. We've seen it under Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, and we're seeing it under Trump. And it's going to continue. But at least we have some constitutional recourse at the moment. If we continue to allow Trump to step all over our constitutional rights, we will have no constitutional recourse. I could tell you how the 5th and the 14th and the 8th Amendment works together to stop us from being sent to Guantanamo Bay. Like, I can go through that whole lecture, but trust me, right now it's bad, but it could get a lot worse.
Very sad that one thing that every race have in common is disliking black people. That's the one thing that every freaking race have in common is disliking us. But another thing they have in common is using us. Using us for our money and our sympathy and empathy. Because blacks, let me set y'all straight. Y'all feel sorry for people too fast and too much and at the wrong time. Y'all always, because I see some of y'all saying that the things that we saying we shouldn't be saying. Stop feeling sorry for people and stop letting them use your religion against you. Stop letting them use that God that they gave you against you. That's so weird to me. Y'all don't understand that the empathy and sympathy that y'all do have is been programmed. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for your enemies half the time, bruh. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for people that will not go into bed for you at all, not one time, not one bit. You wind up feeling sorry for people that wouldn't do for you that you would do for them. So you start turning on your own people. The one thing those other races do have in common, they stick together, no matter right or wrong or indifferent. They will stick together. But they'll find something weak in us, which is a lot, to make us turn on each other. Okay? And start saying, yeah, well, y'all shouldn't be saying that about them people. I feel bad. Yes, we feel bad that it's happening. But you think we about to go in front line because we feel bad? Baby, it take a little bit more feeling bad than for me to get up out there. So at the end of the day, if we're next, We sitting there. We understanding what we need to do, huh? We ready.
I don't know what these people are talking about and what this narrative is. This don't have nothing to do with anybody being next. Unless you are an illegal migrant in this country, then that's not even something for you to be worried about. America is a melting pot. America is a place where there's different people from different places that all come together that believe in one thing. Most of us believe in one thing, and we believe that what's best for America ultimately is the thing that is best for everybody. And so, as America goes, the world goes. Most of us understand that, especially if you have a certain age. Some people are super liberal. Some people are cloaking this whole protest and this migrant thing because that's what this is really all about. This is really about Mexicans and people from other cultures that are undocumented, that's not supposed to be here now, trying to play on the emotions of black women, not black men, black women, to try to advocate for them to get out there and protest. And I say that people shouldn't do anything. They should be more in alignment with Trump and making sure that we get these illegal migrants out here.
I'm telling you, when that shit dawned on me, I was like, no shit. I was like, no, that shit click. I was like, oh, they think we immigrants. No shit. I was like, God damn, no wonder. No fucking wonder. That's no shit. But I was distraught. I was dumbfounded. I was goddamn, what's the word? I was flabbergasted. I was like, that's it. I was like, they think we immigrants. No fucking wonder. Damn, they fighting the wrong fight.
You want to talk about how you come to America and so-called past Black Americans, but you have no one in Congress fighting for you. How come these people from these other countries does not come and try to work in Congress to help you guys? Answer that. Answer that. Only Black Americans are doing that.
And I hate how people are like, Black Americans stand up. You're next on the chopping block at a time where what you're going through, our forced labor built the chopping block that you're on now. Come see about us. Look into our history. Everything you're experiencing is everything we've been through. Every right you're fighting for is something we've already bought up. The progress you see us having is what they would allow us to have, but it's not everything we have argued for, protested for, died for, been enslaved for.
It's so funny how y'all think y'all freedman lineage is going to help you. Nigga, I am FBA, but I haven't mentioned that at all in any of my videos because it doesn't matter, you fucking idiot. All of y'all who are saying we're safe, y'all are fucking idiots. First of all, let's kill the idea that ICE is filled with educated professionals. They not trained to tell the difference or even have a process to determine the difference between a Haitian and a US-born Black person. Matter of fact, you want to know how to become an ICE agent? Let me break it down for you. It's real easy. Be a US citizen, pass a background check, have any bachelor's degree or the equivalent of experience in law enforcement. You go to the FLETC for about 5 months, and you know what they learn? Firearm use, arresting tactics, and basic immigration procedures, which we don't know how thorough that is, and we don't really know what that means. Basically reading a name off the list, no in-depth legal training. In less than a year, ICE agents have been let loose with guns, handcuffs, and full power to detain people based on what they think they are. Every ICE agent makes between 50 to 70K a year, and that's not including the bonuses they get with these incentives that are existing now. They're incentivized to make high number of arrests. They get bonuses for enforcement metrics, not accuracy. So again, you think they're going to ask about your freeman lineage? People are paid to hit numbers, not to be right. So if you're Black and walking around here, well, I was born here, I'm safe. Ask Peter Sean Brown how that worked out. Peter Sean Brown. That doesn't sound like Caribbean nothing. If anything, the nigga probably FBA. ICE was not built to be smart. They were built to be scary. And they're not asking for your birth certificate before they throw you in the van.
Black folks are not settlers. And the individual who mislabeled them as such cited, "Decolonization is not a metaphor," an article that I've read multiple times during my graduate program. And I'm here to clear a few things up. The authors make it explicitly clear that black folks, the descendants of enslaved Africans, are not settlers. They were forcibly brought to these lands as chattel slaves, violently dislocated from their homeland, commodified, and positioned in this scheme of settler colonialism not as settlers, but as exploitative and punishable labor. Now, when we engage in these scholarly texts, it's really important to read them in their entirety before we cite them. Mislabeling black folks as settlers is harmful. It erases the profound violence of slavery, racial capitalism, and anti-blackness. It also causes harm to the conversations between black and native communities around solidarity and liberation. And so when you read these texts, do so with great care.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.